Share, and we have some folks joining us here this morning. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
We'll start and just have you introduce yourselves.
I'm Gwen Smith. I am the Crawford County Share Counselor. I am based all over Crawford County, but I do work for Active Aging in Meadville.
Very nice. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you.
I'm Jeremy Tidd. I work for Venango County Older Adult Services. Again, the Share Housing Counselor.
Very nice. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Where would you guys like to start this morning? There's a lot of great information. I think she passed the baton to you,
It looks
Jeremy.
like it. It looks like it. Well, let's start with what SHARE is. SHARE stands for Shared Housing and Resource Exchange.
Okay.
It is a home matching program, you could say. And what it does is matches people up that want to live together, to have similar interests, similar hobbies, things like that. Whenever we go out and see people, they can be any age over the age of 18. 18 and up can apply. When we match two people together, or more, it can be more people, but in a match, somebody does have to be over the age of 60. They both can be, but at least one person has to be. This program is run by the Pennsylvania Department of Aging, so that's the idea, is to help the elderly in the state. And what we do is we go out and we see people that either own or rent. They're what we call the home host. And then we go out and see people that are looking for a place to live, and we use either share or seeker, terms like that. And we go out and do these applications, and it's more or less just describe to us who you want to live with. And everything is their choice. Do they want to live with a male, a female, a couple? Do they want to live with people that have animals, people that smoke, etc.? Mm-hmm. All their choice. And then we play the matching game with those applications, match them up the best we can. Those people do get to meet each other face to face, then determine whether they want to continue with that match or not. If they do, there is a state and national background checks are done. That's part of our job. And then they move in for approximately a week. We go out and see them the end of that week. Hey, how are things going? If everything's going good, then we do the formal agreement to where it's the situation kind of exists after that. During the trial period, that's all it is just a trial. So they just live there for a week and get to try it out. If at any point in time during that week things don't work out, that's okay. We just move on, but hopefully it does. Between the matching and what we do, going out and seeing people, and we do pretty good with matching personalities, and they get to see each other face to face before that happens. So everything is their choice. The terms we use are family of choice. So it's people are living in their home that they want to live. They're not, we're not forcing it on anybody.
So it sounds like a lot of work goes into
Yes.
the background, making sure that it's a right fit.
Yep.
Before you just go ahead and put somebody together.
Yeah.
Where were you when I got married? So, Gwen, let me ask you, talk about the scenarios that would come up where somebody would have an interest in pursuing this.
Generally, I have put out flyers around the communities. I've spoke at different nonprofits, just letting people know what's out there. And then they contact me or Jeremy, and we complete the application. It's pretty extensive. It goes in all their likes, what they're looking for, and then when they match up, they do the agreement. And the agreement also can be as extensive or as a person wants, and it is a fluid agreement, so that, say after a week, the person calls and say, listen, we got to look at this. They're not picking up after themselves. The counselor would go right back out and work on that agreement to get it so that those two people, we want it to be a lasting match, not something that, after a week they're ready to throw the person out or
So Jeremy, a situation where somebody would pursue this would be maybe just to help with costs of living, right?
Yes. There's a ton of different scenarios that we talk about, single parents, single people in general, single elderly couples or elderly couples that have large farmhouses. Where I'm from in Venango County, a lot of our outskirts area out of town are huge multi-bedroom farmhouses that, the kids are now gone, they've grown up, have their own families, moved away, whatever, so mom and dad are there by themselves. They can no longer mow the yard, they can no longer keep the house up, cooking, cleaning, whatever. So situations like that, pretty much anywhere that has a multi-bedroom place. So it could be an apartment as long as there's more than one bedroom. It can be a full house. Doesn't matter to us.
Are you finding there's more interest today than ever before when you look at the cost of living, especially now, and the struggles that folks are having? People are coming out of retirement because their savings are going quicker, so they're going back to work, in their late 60s or 70s. To me, that would scream, here's maybe a way of helping with that, or even just helping with things around the house.
Right. I actually had 2 calls this week and for information, and I'm going out to do applications with them. And the one lady is concerned with the cost of fuel. She said, right now I'm fine, but I'm worried. She goes, I have a big old house, and she said, come winter, I'm not sure I'm going to make the fuel payments.
Wow.
So she would like to move someone in to help with those costs. And she said, my husband passed away. I have outdoor chores that I'm just not able to do anymore. And she says, if I could get a younger person to move in with me, it would be a very good match up for her.
Stupid question. We're talking 2 counties, Crawford and Venango. It seems rare that counties come together for things. How did this come about?
This is actually a statewide program.
Okay.
It's available in any county that wants to be involved. It started on the other side of the state, Pike, Wayne, Monroe County, back in 17. And the end of 19, the state, they kind of ran it for a couple years out there to make sure, work all the bugs out. The end of 19, beginning of 20 is when they opened it up to other counties that wanted to get involved. So at that point, it was Venango and Crawford and the aging office that covers Union and Snyder County joined then. Since then, another handful have joined. I think we're up to 9 or 10 counties across the state. But statewide, the counties have the information. It's just up to the individual aging offices if they want to take part or not. It is convenient that us and Crawford County are side by side, especially places like Titusville, Pleasantville, where you can move 50 feet and be in another county.
Yeah.
And being that it is a statewide program, if we get contacted by somebody that says, I just want to move to Pennsylvania, and there is another county right now that has a woman from South Carolina selling her home. She doesn't care where she lives in the state, so we can all take a copy of her application and see if she matches up with one of our home hosts. She's willing to move anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. She just wants to be back up in PA where she was from. So that's convenient. So if we do get somebody that says, no, I'm willing to move, to the other side of the state, Pike, Wayne, Monroe, Philadelphia, Union, Snyder, whatever, we just get a release. Okay, hey, we'll kick your application over to the counselor there, and they handle it. But there is only about 9 or 10 counties involved right now, statewide. But it is nice that us and Crawford County are side by side.
I think if we could figure out, this would be a great program to watch, actually. Commissioner Sam Breen and Commissioner Francis Wiederspan, put them together.
Yeah.
And just see how that goes. I'm just saying. But seriously, again, I go back to, and you just look at what's been going on the last month with prices, and a lot of folks that I've talked to have said, you know what, we're not going to go out as much, or you hear, I can't get things done around the house. It's just me. I need help. Or I live in a big property and it's just hard to take care of. This sounds like this would be a great opportunity for somebody.
It is.
It is.
It is. And the best part is, for years people would go and take a name off a message board, and you don't know what kind of person's going to be moving into your home. Everything with this program, we do the background checks, we do reference checks, we make sure that we're not putting someone in your home that could be a potential problem. And then the counselor continues to follow that match the whole time they're together. We go in and do checks, we call on the phone, we make sure that everything is going okay as long as they're together. And it's the best part is it's helpful for young folks if they are trying to save some money. The average rent right now, you're looking at $650 to $700 for an apartment. And in the share program, it's only 30% of their income. And that includes their utilities. So that young person could potentially save money to be able to afford, their own home or, another place to live at some point. And all they have to do is give a 30-day notice. They would contact us and say, listen, I found a place. And in 30 days, we would, end the match.
As far as qualifying, is it just you're 18 and above, or what are some other qualifications?
That's pretty much the only requirement, is you do have to be the age of 18 to apply. Anything else we can work around. There are some things in your background that might exclude you. But that's one of the questions that we ask kind of up front, is if you have a criminal history or whatever. But it's not like other programs, like the HUD-based programs, where as soon as you have something in your background, it excludes you. Our program does not. There's some leniency with ours, where certain things, other programs, it's set in stone, where ours isn't. Ours isn't completely black and white, and if we have a question, we just go to our state people that we deal with and say, hey, this is a question we have, and we let them make the decision. But there are some circumstances that will exclude you, but not very many.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel, and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Talking about share this morning. Jeremy and Gwen have joined us to share the information. And, Jeremy, I think you mentioned this: older adults, persons with disabilities, veterans, working professionals, college students, individuals at risk of homelessness, single parents, people simply wishing to share their lives and homes with others. How long does the process take before if somebody came to you today, how soon could they be paired up with someone?
It does take a couple of weeks. It's not an emergency housing to where we
Right.
can have you in a house in a day or 2 days, because we go out, we see you, we do the application, then we have to kind of match you with somebody, then we set up the face-to-face meeting where you get to meet that person, then there's the trial move-in, which lasts approximately a week. So best case scenario, a couple of weeks.
Which shows you that there is a lot of time that goes into
Yeah.
making sure it's a good match.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely do. Like Gwen said, there's the background checks, there's the reference checks. So, just simply making those phone calls can take a couple of days and hearing back from people. But yeah, it does take a little bit of time. So we're not throwing somebody in there quickly.
And I guess the process of somebody who says, I'd like to share my home. What kind of work's done on that end?
We also have to do a home inspection, and it's basically the checklist from HUD, right?
Yep.
And we go through the home, make sure that there's nothing that would be a concern, whether there is good running water, good septic. They have to have fire extinguishers. They have to have smoke alarms. Just for safety end of things, we don't want somebody going in somewhere that you wouldn't want to live.
We've had folks in talking about adoption work, and there's a lot that goes into that. It sounds like a lot of those
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Same checklists. Yep. Yeah. Now, and if we go into a home and find something that's a very simple, minor fix, loose hand railings that maybe they can't handle, that's part of our job. Get that fixed, and then maybe somebody can live there. You know what I mean? And I've had a couple where a porch isn't in great shape, a handrail isn't in great shape because it's an elderly couple that just can no longer do it on their own. And I make a referral over to our county chore program. They get out there and they get it fixed, and then problem solved for them, even if they're not in the program. You know what I mean? It's just a safety situation for them that needs to be resolved, period. So,
what kind of questions? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Gwen.
No, I was just thinking that it is not, you're not providing personal care for the person. So if you are sharing their home, you are sharing the home, not taking care of the person. They can give gentle reminders, maybe, remember to take your medicine or things like that, but they can't actually do the care. And that's one thing nice with us continuing in the home. If we go in and see that person does need more care, we can make referrals to other agencies to make sure that they get the care that they need in the home. And that's nice for some of the seniors. They may, not ignore their health issues, where now we're in the home and we can see that before it becomes a bigger issue.
I can see a lot of outside benefits to this. Every community you go to, you can listen to a council meeting and they'll talk blight and other things, and you discover homeowners who just don't have the time or can't afford to work on their homes. I'd imagine, having some help like this could potentially do a lot more than just, match people and
community improvement.
Absolutely, yeah. Is that something that you guys or the state even recognized and all that there's a lot of outside things that could benefit from this?
Yep. We talk to people about that. It improves the look of a house, a yard, whatever. Individual benefit can also include, medical appointments.
Yeah.
As people get older, sometimes they lose their driver's licenses for whatever reasons. Now somebody's there to make sure they're making it to the doctor, where transportation's a huge issue, where we live outside of big cities. Venango County in particular, to get to doctors, especially when a lot of doctors now are Erie, Pittsburgh. They're not local. And a lot of county programs don't take you that far. They'll do the local stuff, but not the far out of town stuff. So making sure that, now there's somebody that lives there that maybe the older person still has a car, they just don't have a license. So now somebody lives there that has a license. So, now the car's useful again. I've had that situation numerous times. So the community, the person, individual, everything can benefit from it.
And again, going this direction is a lot safer than just putting something out online and kind of seeing what's out there.
Exactly.
And you get that checklist, as you say, so there's a lot of safety built into this process.
And we're constantly in the home. I mean, it's, anytime they need us, we're there. But, as I'm driving by houses that I have in the program, I stop. They don't even know I'm coming, or, maybe they do, but I'm constantly in and out of homes, constantly talking to people on the phone just to keep in contact, make sure things are going good.
Wow. When did this officially kick off?
In this area, it would have been beginning of 2020.
Okay.
But the whole program started in 17 out the other side of the state. So this area was like January 2020 was when we were trained here. Gwen just started in February.
Wow.
So she's just getting going up here. I mean, there was other people before her in Crawford County, but she just accepted this job. Now, I've been doing it the whole time in Venango County, but I think with COVID, it definitely scared people. I mean, they didn't want strangers in their home. We understood. I mean, county offices weren't even doing home visits. We were doing, a lot of stuff over the phone.
Yeah.
To where now, people are realizing that it's okay to have somebody around. If people still want to, protect themselves with masks and whatever, that's perfectly fine. We carry those with us, constantly. But, people are willing to open up their door a little bit more now. And like you said earlier, they're struggling. Bills are going up. I mean, groceries are going up. Everything. So, I mean, the simple, elderly person, even a couple that was making it before, isn't making it now. And, just gas and groceries alone are really...
And Gwen, I'm sure you're seeing this too. A lot of people want to stay in their homes as long as they can.
As long as they can.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes, prior to working here, I worked in long-term care, and I would hear all the time, the doctor said they can't be home alone. Well, there's not a real reason they couldn't be home alone other than they just really needed somebody around to keep an eye on them. And so this program fills that hole perfectly, and that's what enticed me to come to the program. Is I felt that this is an area of need in our community, and I wanted to be the one to help the seniors in the community.
It's a very unique program.
Yep.
It is.
Shared Housing and Resource Exchange, SHARE. If folks have questions or want more information, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call Venango County Older Adult Services. Our office number is 814-432-9711. Pretty easy. I'm the only male that works in the aging office down there, so if they forget, just say it was a guy, and it'll get to me. So.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Jerry. And Gwen, can they call Active Aging? Or?
They sure can.
All
And
right.
I don't know the phone number.
Call Active Aging in Meadville. Hey, thanks so much. Come back and update us on what's going on. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.